Today we have another 2D drawing episode in Photoshop, and in this one I want to show you how you can draw an objects in Photoshop and leave impression that they are actually made out of a paper, like you can see here on the screen. So let's start. Hey guys, it's Nemanja and welcome to another really fun Photoshop tutorial. You already know what we will do today, so let's jump straight into Photoshop and let the fun begin. As usual, we will start with a blank piece of paper, and the resolution for this one is just 1080 by 1350, the standard Instagram post resolution, because maybe I will post this for Instagram. Let's pretend that I'm making this artwork for Instagram, so this is why I choose this. And also this PSD file that I will make today will be available for all my Patreon supporters. The link is down there in the description, so check it out. Okay, so first what I like to do here is to create a gradient layer for the background. I want to make some kind of a sky as a background, so for that I will go with some kind of a blue tones. So we can always change the gradient. This is the beauty of having gradient here. So this one, instead of 0 opacity, I will go with 100% opacity, and instead of black color I will go with some kind of bluish tone, again maybe brighter than down below, maybe darker, we'll see. So maybe I can make this one a little bit darker just to have some kind of gradient there. Okay, something like that, and it's okay for now. Also there is another trick that I can go and add hue and saturation adjustment layer here, clip it to affect only the background, and then I can change the colors here really fast, or I can change the saturation, or I can change the brightness of that. Also, if I want to change two colors separately, I can always go back here to the gradient, choose one, and just change any tone here that I want. But for now, let's leave it like this. And also I want to reverse it, so I want the upper part to be darker for some reasons. I like that to be, my sky to be like that. Okay, so let me show you really quickly a sketch what I like to do here. I want to make some planets, actually mountains, not planets. I don't know why I said that, but doesn't matter. So I want to make some kind of mountains here, some few of them, I don't know, maybe 4, we will see. And yeah, they will be like a 3D mountains, not just like a flat. Okay, also here some clouds. Then we will create a rocket. Just quick illustration of a rocket. Okay, this one or whatever, and then we can create some kind of fire from the engine here, the window, etc. Maybe some clouds here and there, sun for example, or some stars, whatever. So the point is to create this kind of artwork, but with the idea that it looks like it's made out of a paper, which is really cool way to do some kind of maybe wallpaper for your phones, for desktops, for maybe some postcards or whatever. There are a lot of applications where you can use your artwork. So this will be a starting position. So what I like to do, I like to first start with the mountains. So I will create a new layer, and I will go with the lasso tool, but I will go with polygonal lasso tool because I want straight lines. As you can see, it will be always straight lines. So first mountain will be something like this, probably. This is me just making a random mountain, doesn't matter. Then I will choose a color. So instead of this blue, I will go with darker blue, and I will just fill this layer, this selection with that color by pressing Alt and Backspace. Okay, and Control or Command D to deselect. Then I will create a new layer, put it actually below this one, and I will create another mountain. So maybe something like this. Actually, I made a mistake, but it doesn't matter. I will fix it like that, and I will just want to add selection here. And again, that's it. I can always move it left and right wherever I want. Then I will create another layer below by holding Control or Command on the Mac, click, and create third mountain. So this will be, let's make this one a little bit bigger. Like this, why not? We can do whatever we want. Again, fill it with that color, and let's make a fourth one because there is more space here. So maybe this one will be something like this. And there it is. We have 4 different mountains. It looks like a crap now, but trust me, it will be much better later. Okay, now what I like to do, let's hide this sketch. Where is my sketch? It's here. I don't need it anymore practically, but okay, let's leave it for now. So let's go to the mountains and go to the first one right here. And I want to add some kind of a snow at the top of the mountain. So there are a few ways how you can do that in Photoshop. You can create a new layer, clip it to affect only this one, and then use white color. I don't want to use 100% white, but something like this. Use white color and then just like draw a snow. Okay, like this. There is one way. But I don't want to do on another layer. I will go with this one. But if I go on this one, then I'm not so precise. See, I can paint all the way from that mountain. That I don't want to do that. So there is a trick. If you press and lock the transparency pixels, so all the pixels that are transparent, it will be locked. You can only paint on your paint here on the mountain. So this is amazing. Now we'll again use a lasso tool and just go and click like this and randomly make some shapes. Okay, and again fill it with white. So there is like snow here. I will do the same for another one. So something like that. We have snow here. Then for another one, lock the pixels. And let's go for this. And we have a snow here. And yeah, I missed some pixels there, but it doesn't matter. And also for this one, let's go lock it and let's make some snow right there. And that's it. Also we can, let me show you, we can make some kind of a snowy part here if you want. I don't want to do this now, but you can make however you want. Okay. Now, in order to make this to look like it's a 3D model made out of the paper, what we need to do is to add a depth. So how to do that? First, let's move this one right there. First, I will go and add exposure adjustment layer, but not, I will erase it, add it later, but just to show you what's the idea. So I will add exposure adjustment layer and make the part of the mountain darker, like the sun is coming from the left side and then the right side of the mountains is inside the shadow. So how to do that? Well, again with a lasso tool. So I will go with a lasso tool and just make some kind of this shape and then go with exposure adjustment layer. Then we will have automatically the layer mask here, clip it to affect only this one and make it darker. So you can see it's already like a 3D mountain. Amazing. I will do the same for other 3 mountains and fast forward this. Alrighty guys, so this is it. And we have already impression that these are like 3D models. It still doesn't have a paper texture, but we'll get there. So another trick here to have impression that they're actually separate for separate models is to add a drop shadow for every single element. So I will go to the first one, double click and go to the layer style dialog box, go to the drop shadow and just add a shadow here. So I will choose the angle, I will choose the distance, probably like this. I will choose the size because it's the shadow will be further away on the mountain and on the paper here on the background. So I will choose a little bit softer shadow like that, and let's see the size and everything, maybe like that, and I will see later if I will go and change this even more, but for now let's leave it like that. And I will just Alt and copy on all other layers. So Alt or Option on a Mac, just drag and copy this effect. So now you can see they're all separate models, and this is what I like. Okay, the next thing is to create some clouds here at the bottom. But before that, I want to clean up my layers here. So I will group all of these into the mountain. Okay, then I will create a new layer at the top of everything, go with the brush, and this time I will go with just a regular hard round brush and create clouds here. So I will just click, actually I will make the bottom part like that, And then I will just add the shape of some kind of clouds here and there. See? Maybe a little bit smaller one, etc. So this is pretty cool. And then I will create another one and go with a little bit darker tone, maybe a little bit more yellowish tone. Let's see, maybe this one. And this one needs to be behind first clouds, and then again I will go with some clouds here. See? You can do however you want. This is completely random thing, so whatever you want, everything is allowed here. So probably something like this. Okay, we can always change this. The beauty of this, if I don't like it, I can always go and change it to whatever I want. But now we need again shadows. So I will go and just copy these shadows to this one. So to separate these two. And also I will, let's see if I will copy to the next one. Yeah, why not? That's cool. But for the first one, I want to go here, go inside the effects, double click. I want to change the color of the shadow. Just to see, yeah, I don't want black shadow on this. I want probably more something like into overlay blending mode and probably something like darker orange tone. Actually, let's go to multiply and choose different color, maybe something like this. See, it's really cool. So this is nice. Okay, and the angle for this, let's say this is okay. Okay, now I want to make these clouds a little bit darker actually. So I will select them and fill with this yellow, okay, and these ones even darker. So select them, go here, choose a little bit different color. This one is okay, and fill it with this one. So I like to have like more warm color, childish type of tones. So childish, like it's made for kids. So this is the point. Okay, so this is it, and I will call this clouds. All right, so the next step here is to add a rocket. So I did 2 tutorials on how to draw a rocket in Photoshop. Please check them out because I will not waste your time in this one to draw it all the way from the start. You have one here and another one on the link right there too. So it's really fun. It's really easy to create a rocket in Photoshop. There are so many techniques, and here I will just use one of the rockets that I created earlier. So let's do it. I will go and close the mountains, close the clouds, and paste my rocket. It's right there. So it's really cool, tiny rocket, small, simple rocket. Maybe I will change a few things here and there. So let's go inside the rocket and on the window here. I want to see the bevel. If I don't use the global lighting, if I go like this, yeah, this is much better. So this is cool. All right, I already made this rocket, I don't know, a few months ago, but I have a tutorial how to create this kind of rocket and different kind of rockets, and there's really easy way to do it and a little bit harder, etc. But I will leave that for you to watch my other tutorials. Also, I can make a rocket a little bit more saturated or not. We'll see. I can go and clip it to effect only, hue and saturation layer, clip it to effect on rocket. Can make more saturated, less saturated, change the tone to something else. But for now, I'll leave it like this, and we will see later. Okay, so maybe I will change the background tone a little bit. Maybe, let's see, maybe, yeah, maybe here, maybe the background is too saturated. Maybe it can be brighter, see, it can be darker. We will see that later again, but I just desaturated a little bit. Okay, now we will create the fire from the engines. It's really simple and easy way to do it. And again, there are so many ways how you can do that thing. How I will do it, I will go, and where is my rocket? It's right here. I will go about the rocket. No, actually I will go below the rocket, and I will create 2 layers. The first one is just as a helper. I will just make the tiny line right here, like this, and or even smaller, like this. And then I will use pen tool and go with 1 click here, 1 click here. Okay, and I will create shape something like this. Actually, I didn't need this line, but okay, it's okay. And I will just go, oops, I will just go right there and Control or Command Enter to load this into selection. And I will choose a red color, probably something like this or a little bit more reddish, and then fill this with that red color. So let's see, yeah, fill it with red. I will erase the line and I will duplicate this, Control or Command J, then Control or Command T, and right click, flip horizontal, move it right there, and let's see a little bit more. Yeah, like this. And now I will select both of these layers, Control Command E to merge them together, and I have one layer that I can rotate, Control or Command T, flip vertical, and here I have a fire from my engine, but we are not finished. We'll make it even better. So let's see, this we can make it a little bit more narrow, maybe like that, maybe here, maybe a little bit longer. We can play with this however we want. And if, let's say that I'm happy with this, I just want to make fire rocket and everything a little bit more up, like somewhere here, probably. And then I will go here, Control or Command T, and just make it a little bit more down like this. Then I will make a copy of it, Control or Command J, Control, click to load this as a selection, and then choose yellow tone. So actually a little bit orange first and then yellow. So orange, fill it with orange, Control or Command T, move this right there because I want to transfer it from there, and just make it smaller like this, see? And this is pretty cool. Then I will make a copy of the orange one, Control or Command J, and Control or Command click to load this as a selection and go to the yellow tone. So maybe something like this. Fill it with that. Again, Control or Command T, move this up, and I will just make this smaller again. And this is it. This is my fire from the engine. But in order to make impression that these are three separate pieces of papers, we need to add some kind of a shadow here. So let's do that. This is fire number 1. This is fire number 2, and this is fire number 3. Okay, so let's go to the fire number 1, double click, again, drop shadow, and just choose the size of the shadow, because this fire will be, this shadow, actually this part of the fire, this part of the piece of paper will be closer to the background, but it's not like all the way near the background because the rocket has some kind of a shape, tridimensionality, so the shadow will not be so harsh. So I will go and make this shadow a little bit softer, so like that, something like that. Okay, and this will be cool. I will copy this same effect to the rocket, so Alt or Option key and just copy right there, so we have the same for the rocket. Maybe we need a little bit more visible effect, like this, and maybe a little bit more distance like that. It's pretty cool for the rocket. Then I will go here, copy it to the fire number 2, double click, go inside, and I want to modify it. So first of all, I want to make it a little bit darker, then a little bit harsher shadow like that, and closer. There it is. Maybe 4 and maybe 4, what do you think, or 3 and 5 or something like this is cool. And then I want to copy this to fire number 3. So this is it. We now have impression that these are basically like a 3 piece of papers stacked one at the top of another, and this is really cool. Also for the rocket, let's go here. I definitely now want the rocket to be a little bit more saturated. Also I can add a little bit more contrast here with the curves. So let's see. Yes, I can do that. And I don't need this hue and saturation because I added saturation with the contrast. And this is pretty nice. Now I will go with the fire, group it. Actually, I will not group it. I will first select all 3 fires, Control or Command J, to make as a copy, and then Control Command T, make it smaller and put it on these engines right there. I can make it a little bit smaller here too. And probably this is cool. Let's see. Yeah, this is cool. I will again Control or Command J and move it right here. And now we have fire on both engines, and this is really, really cool. Now I will group all these fire layers. Let's start from this one all the way to this one, Control or Command G, and name it fire. Okay, so this is really cool. We have a lot of things here going on. Let's go behind the fire and create like, I don't know how to call it. I don't know, let's leave it. I don't know the English word for this. Maybe I will remember later. But for now I will go like this, like a trail from the engine trail or whatever. So I will go like this and create this kind of a shape. If you don't know how to use a pen tool, I have a full tutorial dedicated on that, so I encourage you to check that out. And don't do this, what I did right now. Don't do this ever. Okay, so I need to move this one a little bit here, and probably like this is okay. And I just want to load this as a selection and then fill it with, let's see, let's fill it with the orange and then fill it with the yellow. Let's try like this. Fill it with the orange. Okay, we can always change the colors, don't worry. I will make a copy, Control Command J, Control Command T to make it smaller, and then actually make it smaller. Before that, let's turn it into yellow. So let's turn it into this tone, something like that. All right, Control or Command T, make it smaller. All right, and let's see. Yeah, this is not bad, but maybe I should group this and add concentration adjustment layer to the group and make everything a bit brighter. Let's see, like that. Not like that. I will actually change the color separately. So this is fire trail. I don't know how to call it, but let's call it like this. I will go right here and Control Command U just to locally change this. And I will make this even brighter, probably like that, maybe even brighter like that. And then I will go to this one, Control Command U, and yeah, probably something like this. Okay, so again I will go and add the same drop shadow effect that I did with the fire here. So I will copy this one and go right there. As you can see, I will just modify it, right click and maybe distance a little bit bigger, maybe like that, and this is cool. And also on this one, but here definitely the distance will be a bit bigger and a little bit softer, like this. All right, now we need to get rid of this. We can do two things. Either we can select both of them and just make this bigger and put it here, and then cover it with layer mask. I will go and select cloud, select this cloud, and then create a layer mask right there and invert it, Control or Command I, and I can make impression that the rocket basically went through between these two clouds, or I can do this one right there and fill this with black, and then have impression that the rocket went behind these clouds. So whatever feels better for you, you can do it, but let's leave it like that. What do you think? Let's leave it like that. Okay, and I can add a shadow from these clouds right here on the trails. So I will go right there, create a new layer, go out of it, clip it to affect only the group. Come on. Oh, it's in the fire group, so let's close the fire group. Okay, then I will go into multiply blending mode, and with a little bit of this color. Yeah, I will just go with soft brush. I'll go with 10% opacity and just add a shadow here, maybe even darker tone. Yeah, add a shadow right there. This is perfect. Okay, maybe it's too much, so oops. Let's go with 10% opacity and soft brush and just delete. Okay, and also what we can do, we can make another parts of the clouds here if you want. If you don't want, this is perfectly okay, etc. Now we can play with few other things. We can add some kind of a moon or sun, and let's go all the way up right there. Let's name this sun. So this is really easy how to create a sun. Just go with rectangular, actually elliptical marquee tool, press and hold shift, create the size of the sun like that. Choose the color. I will go with this yellow, why not? And this is okay. We can make it even more interesting by double click on the sun, go inside layer style properties and go to bevel and emboss, and let's press OK. Let's zoom this. Let's go back in, and I don't want to be like this. I want to, let's see if we go to down. This is better. But I want to go to gradient overlay, right? And see, now we have a gradient, but I want to reverse it. No, I want this part to be, let's see, overlay, soft light, it's similar. I want this part to be brighter, and we need a shadow also for that. So this is pretty cool. We can always move it, so something like this is okay. Also, we can go without bevel and emboss. We can go with inner shadow, right? And we can go with, let's see, this part should be darker, distance. Like that. We can play with this however we want. This is really fun. We can add another one and fill it with white. Oh, it's already white. Okay, normal blending mode, and go right there. We can make something like this. Let's go here. I don't want multiply, I want overlay here maybe. Let's see. This is pretty cool. We can also add drop shadow, what I forgot to do it. Drop shadow right there. Distance, size. This is cool. And let's say that we will leave it like this. Also, what we can do, we can add some stars. This is really easy to create new layers. This is stars. Okay. I will put it all the way down below everything, but above the sky right there. And then I will go with regular brush, but hard round brush. I will go with the white color, almost white color like this, and 100% opacity. And then I will make the brush a little bit smaller and go to F5 to load the properties. Go with the spacing all the way to 1000%. Go to shape dynamics, size jitter, and then scattering, and scatter it all the way. And then now we can just see, we can go and paint some stars. And also these stars needs to have, if this is a moon, then this is pretty much okay that these are the stars. These stars needs to have some kind of a shadow. So to that, double tap, let's zoom this and add drop shadow. But now we need shadow to be really close, really harsh, like this, maybe 2, maybe 1 pixel. And this is pretty much okay. So we have this. Let's go to the sun here, and I want to use hue and saturation adjustment layer just to moon. Maybe this will be moon. It's yellow moon, why not? It can be yellow. Actually, last night there was a blood moon on the sky, and I took this photo right here in my city, so it was amazing moon. So it can be really red moon actually. So this is it. And I will leave it like this for now, and let's make some clouds. So let's go here. This is cloud, and to create cloud, it's again really easy. You just need hard round brush. What I like to do to create this kind of clouds, just click press and hold shift, drag. This is a base of a cloud, and then just with round brush, just create, see, it's cloud. It's a cool cloud. Then I will create a new one. This is cloud number 2, and I will do the same right there. Maybe like this. This is another one. Move it somewhere here, then create another one. Fast forward this. Okay, and this is it. I will group all the clouds, Control or Command G. And also what we need to do is to add a shadow to the cloud. So let's try to add one shadow to the group. Double click on the group, go with drop shadow and change the distance, change the spread a little bit. And I think this is pretty nice. Also I can move and rearrange the clouds a little bit differently. We can have this kind of effect. Why not? Everything is allowed here, so let's see. This is pretty cool. This one can go right there, and the first one can go maybe even more up and make it a little bit smaller like this. And we are pretty done here. So we can make an impression that actually the sun is behind the rocket. So behind everything. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Right behind the clouds, why not? And behind the mountains, so right there. Oh, I made a mess. Let's go with the sun all the way down. Why I made a mess? What happened here? Oh, with the hue and saturation adjustment layer, so everything needs to go down. And clip it to affect this. And now this is just experiment. We can make the sun bigger. We can put actually the moon. Let's say that this is a moon. So we can put the moon right there, maybe even bigger. And we can draw some kind of crater on the moon. So we can draw that if we want, but how to do that? Well, let's create a layer. Go and create one like that. Fill it with darker tone or similar tone like this. And it will be right there. Go into double click to layer style properties, go to inner shadow. I want to have darker shadow like this, inner shadow, or I can change the color to something like maybe orange, maybe something like this. And this is one way how you can create this. We can add bevel and emboss to go like that, and see about the depth. And we can make a copy of this, Control or Command J, move it here, make it smaller, and then create few copies like this. Maybe this one again bigger. I'm just showing you something that I just came up with, so why not? You can have a lot of fun with this kind of stuff. And let's go one here, why not? So this is like a cheese moon right there. That's cool. So this is one version, and let's group everything here. I want to group everything here and name it moon. And another version is where I created that moon right there. So I will hide this, go right here and paste this one right there, make it smaller maybe. And this is another version, so we can have these two versions. But now the point is, this already looks like it's a paper type of figures of objects, but now we can add a paper texture over the top of everything and have even better effects. So here I have one paper texture, as you can see. I will copy it and bring it back here all the way up at the top of everything. I will go to the multiply blending mode, and here we can see, maybe I will make it smaller because it's huge. And yeah, this is much better. And also I can make it brighter, so I can go with the curves adjustment layer to add even more contrast here. So make it brighter, make these parts darker, and see. If we make it too bright, we will lose the texture, so let's leave it like this. It's okay. I can make a copy of it to have even more pronounced effects. So, and then I can make everything brighter with a curves adjustment layer, maybe a little bit like this, as you can see. So there's so many things what we can do. I can go right here and erase this part, and because let's see, no, I can just go right there and create a new layer, clone this part if I don't like it, but this is pretty much okay. And now you can see it's really cool. Let's see with what's this? This is a paper texture. Group it, and this is with one version of the moon, and this is with another version of the moon. So everything works perfectly with both versions of the moons, whichever you like better. I will just go with this one for now, it doesn't matter. But we have a paper type of texture. We have impression that everything is made out of the paper. Another trick, if you want to invest even more time and make it even better, is to not just paste the paper texture over the top of everything, but rather paste the paper texture on over the top of every single element here, because you will have even better effect. The paper texture will be different, and everything will be like actually you cut the parts out of the paper and just glue it or put it above the background, which is again made out of paper. So this is really cool and really easy to create. Takes a little bit of the time, but it's not like too much of your time. If you want to create something for yourself, for your friends, for your family, for like a birthday cards or whatever, you can make a lot of, it doesn't need to be a rocket. I just like rockets, so I did with the rocket, but you can create whatever you want with this really cool technique. Right guys, so that would be it for this episode. If you have any kind of questions regarding this episode, please leave me down there in the comment section below. I will be glad to answer it. Also, make sure to subscribe if in case you didn't already, and ring that bell, and like this episode if you like it. I would appreciate that much. Have fun, experiment, and see you in my next fun episode. Bye bye.